Dear Sir Ashwood, I unfortunately have to write you this letter out of pure necessity at this point. We came into contact with your friends Theobin and Kenna. Rest assured they're safe and well. This was after encountering an odd new type of disfigured darkspawn out in the Dales. I won't bore you with the details, as I heard that you were already acutely aware of them. But needless to say, we as a group decided to investigate these darkspawn with the help of Theobin and Kenna, along with Warden Lento. For these next parts, I would recommend preparing yourself. Upon traveling into the deep roads, we were separated amidst the chaos, and discovered that there's a group of darkspawns similar to the Architect that are planning an attack, along with the fact that Warden Lento was one of them in hiding. I would strongly advise keeping an eye out for him. I also have to regretfully inform you that Sir Garrison didn't make it out. It seems that his head was plucked out from his body while we were split up. We burned the body as is tradition. I kept the ashes I could and his sword so they may be sent back to the White Spire, allowing him to receive the proper send-off. I want it known that while I may have personally disagreed with him on some things, he was an honorable man that upheld his duty even when it wasn't easy to, and the Order has lost a fine man way too soon. With the current information given, we have decided to pursue these ex-magisters, meaning that until we are able to return to the White Spire, I will assume the burden of looking out for Leon. I take this burden knowing that I'm not a Templar and that this isn't the preferable fix you would have wanted, but I will do my best of him as my temporary charge and keep you updated. Upon our return, I think it pertinent that we hold a private meeting in the circle so we can review certain actions taken by Leon. Needless to say, it involves an artifact that he's been in possession of. I have since seized control of that artifact alongside monitoring its necessary use until we get back. Now, on a far more personal note, given the danger that me and everyone else is walking into, it has been deemed far too unsafe for me to keep Balin until this is over. I'm currently making arrangements to have my son sent to you and the rest of the Guardians so he may continue his training in safety. I will leave the choice up to Violetta if she's going to stay with the circus part-time to advise us and allow me visitation to him when safe. I don't want this to be viewed as me being ungrateful towards you and Andrea for letting me stay his father. It would just be wrong to pointlessly endanger him when our group is barreling straight into inevitable danger. Lastly, if I don't return from this ordeal, meaning that I can't care for him anymore, I would prefer it that Violetta and the Guardians keep care of him and raise him. I honestly can't think of a better set of people to trust with his care. I only have 3 requests in the event that happens. 1, any leftover property of mine is to be given to him when he is of age. 2, that my last letter to him be delivered at that time as well. And 3, that he may be allowed to see an old dwarven friend of mine, Garrick Veltor. He was my tutor and helped me become a law speaker. Hopefully we meet again under better circumstances. Russo Vegal Ren. P.S. Kenna and Connor's child is absolutely beautiful and healthy. Be sure to give them my best regards.
Hello everybody! Welcome to another episode of Dragon Age Ascension. That is Dragon Age Season 3 Tabletop Campaign, and we are down to 5 players again. But that's okay. It'll be an intimate session compared to the last couple that we've had. Not that, you know, not that Sam and Hannah didn't make things intimate during roleplay. I'm sure things got very intimate. Right, Sam?
Well, you know.
For today's warm-up, just because so much stuff has happened, I thought it would be a good idea to do another journal entry for our warm-up. And as usual, if you guys want to select an NPC for me to give a journal entry for, feel free.
Can I offer up Dandelion /
Yes.
Cepheus?
I was going to do the same thing.
Can you offer Dandelion / Cepheus? Yeah. It'll probably be short, but yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
I was just going to say the architect, but it's like, yeah, that's much better.
Well, we're about to meet the architects.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Corin, that's an option.
Corin's
You
an
haven't met
option.
Corin yet?
Yeah.
That's an option.
We know Corin because he's related to Daniel.
Hmm.
I'm gonna vote Corin because I feel like we'll get more out of it than Corypheus.
I'm gonna
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna also go for Corn.
That's really. I'm looking
Sorry.
through the list.
Sorry,
All I see.
Pasha.
My heart, it breaks.
Pasha and Callista disapprove -50.
Just a single tear slides down. Okay, guys, I see how it is. My NPC
First
done
the
it.
blood.
Okay.
I mean, you guys voted for Tyrion's slave master over my mom, so there's that.
That's actually a good point. We haven't heard Lyra or Lyria's, so we could do Lyria too.
It's your call. I'm keeping my vote, Corin.
I'm also voting for Corn. That's an interesting one to see.
I do like Dandelion because, you know, we could get some Magister's sidereal info out of him.
I didn't imply that you weren't going to. I just said it
Right.
might be short.
I think you're the deciding vote, Dominic. Who you
Oh,
gonna
Yeah.
vote for?
shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. The thing is, I feel like as cool as it would be to get Cepheus's perspective, I think maybe a lot of focus would be on the body swap itself, or maybe just kind of the, like, figuring out where everybody was, like, you know, awakening each sidereal, etc. I don't think it's going to be anything we didn't already know. I think it'll just add more context and make it a little more interesting. Corin, we've barely heard anything about, and considering we also then get the info on Weishaupt early, plus there is a bit of interaction with Daniel, but Cepheus is also my NPC because he's my master, so I don't know. My first instinct was to say Cepheus. All right, Cepheus it is.
The journal.
Cepheus. At long last, things are finally falling into place. We have released the last of the sidereals that was sleeping, sealed away by the blood of D'Artagnan. There is much to be done, much to be prepared. Thedas is ripe to be taken, but all in due time. We must keep the eye on the prize. Each one of us has our role, each one of us has our part to play, and I will not accept any mishaps this time. Fortunately, the augur has been exceptionally useful during this time. Her callings have allowed us to seek out the correct candidacies for our ascension, despite some of the unforeseen side effects. But that is a problem that really, to put bluntly, is not of our concern. What does trouble me, however, is the one thing that the Augur has been warning us over the last couple of days. She believes that there is one thing, one key element that could prevent our dreams from materializing. That book. That wretched book must be destroyed. If we don't destroy the book, then everything we have worked for will be for naught. That's the end of his journal entry.
So you're welcome for not wanting to kill Pirate.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's a very good thing we chose Cepheus.
Not that your characters know that, though.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
I'm just saying that worked out for the better because we could have just ruined ourselves less.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we don't know if it's Pyrrhus or not, but I mean, with how dramatic narratives work, it's probably Pyrrhus.
Probably Pyrus.
Yeah, probably. We'll see.
What? Oh, sorry, but what if? Oh, what if Pyrrhus is like the 8th sidereal for like the 8th forgotten old god? Because there was a thing about there being 8 old gods instead of 7.
Kind of doubt it because, well, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Interesting theory.
Used his skin to ban this book.
Because I think the 8th could have been a she also. I mean, unless it's, I mean, actually, we don't know what the Pyrrhus is
I mean,
technically.
Pyrrhus is implied to be male, but we don't really know because he's not.
We don't really know.
Do books have genders in your?
I don't think books have genders. I don't think books have genders.
Anyway.
I see Pyrrhus as sort of like a what do you call it? One of those apps that where you could always like change the voice to anything you want. You could change the voice male, you could change the voice female, you could whatever.
So Cyrus presents himself different to like every master he's had.
Perhaps, or every master like there's like a setting that masters can set. Like
it has the blood magic.
If you fold the page this way, you get a male voice. But if you fold the page
it's
this
the
way,
equivalent to upgrading your cell phone. That's all it is.
I envision that when with the Fausts, Leon's parents, I envision that they chose for Pyrrhus to sound like Angela Lansbury or something like that. Something to that effect. Sounds like Mrs. Potts. Anyway, cool. That was Cepheus. Who would like to go next?
So, as usual, as Tyrion writes them, he writes them on his journal papers. So he's going to pull out some more papers and he's going to write on them. Lots of things happened again. This feels like just every single time we go on these travels, every little piece of information is just dropping more and more and more. It's an endless pile. We met with the 2 other guardians recently, which both had quite a lot to talk about. Seemed that Lady Kenna had apparently been known about Amron for facts. And that has it was like the progression to get to him has fastened. Seems the winter is marching closer and closer to my destination. And Theobin has given quite interesting advice and lots of thoughts on his side. Even tried to help him out with what happened back down that cave. I need to check on Rose. I haven't spoken to her much. Need to see if maybe she's alright. Even with what happened with Leon. Cat's out of the bag now. Everyone knows he's studying Pyrrhus. He should have revealed everything once, but it wasn't my choice, it was a decision. Now Baron's gonna be taken away. Russo's probably in pain for that, but I think he'll understand. It's the best decision. He is the father, after all. I don't even know how I'm gonna apologize to freaking Pasha about this, knowing that I've kept it secret. This is all... It's all gone down to... This is not good. I hope we can repair with all our strives. Time will tell. We're meeting with the Awakened Darkspawn. One race I did not expect to meet up with, to be honest. I hope that everything goes well and we'll be able to find out what we can do. Also, I delivered my first child. That was very interesting. An odd child, being that there was no, I can identify no gender, but still. I hope that Lady Canna and Connor will take care of them well. Let's hope everything goes well. Doctor's log, and turn seat off.
So Leon doesn't like to write down, inner thoughts. So this is going to be right after the big reveal, and as we're still walking down the deep roads. So step, step, step. Leon's hanging back from the group, just sort of listening to how his steps echo around the corridor. The shadows sort of draw a little closer, and from the shadows he hears, "You're weak." You really think that they're going to let you go now that they know that you're blood mage? They'll find you. They'll hunt you down. No. I have to stay true to my goal. It'll be fine. I still have something that they need from me. You think that when Cedric finds out that anything will stop him from hunting you down, he'll either kill you or he'll make you tranquil. There's not much left for you. No. There's still the Magister side aerials. I can still offer them assistance with that. They need my help. Did you see how they looked at you? Russo's just trying to cover for you. You think they'll let him keep his son even if they burn the book? No, he's a good man. He did this for me. I need to make it up for him. Did you see how Pasha looked at you? She's already got her sewing kit out. She'll sew those lips right up. No, she's good. I've just gotta explain myself to her. It'll be fine. Oh, they know you're weak. They smell the blood in the water. They'll find you. You think they'll let you alone for even a moment? I gotta keep it together. I'll be fine. The shadows sort of draw a little closer to him. You can always run away. There's something waiting for you in the free marches. You first have to destroy your phylactery, though. They'll track you down. You've got to do something about that. I'm sure Pyrus knows something. No, that'll only look suspicious. I can't do anything. I need to calm down. I need to look at this objectively. No, you can't. This is all over for you. As Leon's sort of going back and forth in his head, he hears an approach from beside him. You doing okay there, buddy? Bap. Theon pops up behind him. Expect this is where it starts leading into the conversation we had.
I think Daretham is similarly walking down the hallway, and he's seeing the darkness ahead. I think he and Balm are leading the way, considering they're now officially heading towards the Darkspawn village, maybe on the outskirts of it. And as he does, he kind of starts to feel this oppressive force, almost like he looks around and there are just eyes looking at him. Sets of eyes, and slowly kind of on the walls, the shadowy corridor kind of pans away to reveal that there start to be figures. There's a human woman, gray hair, kind of old. Her throat is blood running down it. There's an elf male. There's what looks like a large Kunari, who's had one horn completely torn off and stabbed into his temple. There's more and more and more of these people who all have been killed horrifically. And they all just stare at Dartham as he kind of walks down this tunnel. And maybe the stares are judgmental, maybe they're angry, maybe they're apathetic, maybe they're sorrowful, but they all just have eyes on him as he almost feels the presence of every single soul he's killed, whether willingly or not. And as he nears the kind of end of this corridor, he sees 8 more figures. 3 of them we've seen before, his family, or actually 4 of them, so 9. He sees his mother and father, he sees his wife, and he sees Saris. And as he kind of steps past them, almost looking wistfully like he can see them in front of Balm, he looks up and there are 5 Awakened Darkspawn, all Herlocks. One of them looks to be female, like a younger, who has a staff, sort of mage, and the other 4 look to be kind of ranger-esque types. And he looks at them. One of them has their head leaning to the side like it's been cut off. The other one, a blow through the chest, like the heart's been torn, or not torn out, but like blown through, blasted through with a lance. And the other 3 have various wounds, and he looks at them and bows his head and closes his eyes, kind of stopping. Balm goes next to him. And then he opens his eyes again, and he sees, looking back, all the people who he is now traveling with. He sees Pasha, he sees Leon, Tyrion, Rousseau. He sees, I believe we still have Rosie, and who else? Balm. And then his vision kind of creates all the rest of the circus. And suddenly he starts to see Razikael and the Architect and Livia and every other Awakened Darkspawn he's ever seen, kind of spreading out behind him in this sea of people. And his hand clutches towards where the amulet would be on his chest as he looks at it where Tyrion is. And he turns back forward and he sees Darren there with the red cloth that was given to him. And she just holds out the cloth towards him again. And he hears her say, "You have your second chance." And he closes his eyes, lets out a deep breath, and suddenly both the people he's killed and the people who he lives for now, they all just fall away. And he's alone with no one but himself and at peace. He opens his eyes and keeps walking.
We have a page, and at the top, "Dear Daniel," and then crossed out. "Dear Dandelion," crossed out. "Dear crossed out." And then there's like a smudge, like she's had the pen on the paper for too long and it's kind of created like a bit of an ink blot. And then underneath that, "Azra, I never thought I would do this again, but here I am. And despite everything, despite all we have been through, You have been constant. Through pain and anger and frustration, you have always given me advice. And looking back on it, I think it has been good advice, although I have never really heeded it. You said once, a very long time ago, that I was stupid for walking down this path, that the only thing that it would lead to would be pain, either mine or the people around me, and I called you foolish for ever saying that, but I see that you were right, and he is gone, and I don't know if I can get to him now. And it is an odd moment to look back at your life and to see that you have spent half of it chasing after impossibilities, but if I stop now, that is 20 years wasted. That is 20 years I cannot get back, and I know what you would say. You would say, look to the future. What is the future without the past? Things are awkward, things are difficult. The Qun keeps things simple, the Qun keeps things in line, and there is someone here who will not obey the rules. They think themselves above the rules, and my companions, they would see him do whatever he wishes to. My son is to be blotted out by arrows, and they would offer me up to them. Not even as a shield, not even to protect themselves. They will see me wiped out from the face of Thedas. And that hurts. That hurts more than I could possibly put into words. And right at the bottom of the page, there is a drawing. And it is, I think it's a picture of the Dales. And it's not a very good picture. It's like scratchings and scribblings and all of that. And it is, maybe it's like a vista that she looked out into. Maybe it's the forest that Athon pointed out. And there are storm clouds all over it, and cutting through the middle is a lightning bolt that is the same shape as the scar on her arm, just in stark white, cutting through all of this darkness. And what is that?
I'm envisioning this as complete, like, mental, as we're walking through the deep roads, not writing it down, but very much thoughts and everything that's been pondering on his head over the last, like, few weeks or so. I honestly have no idea what to make of anything anymore. My life's been shattered, changed. It's not even a single fractured inch of it staying the same. And just when I thought I was starting to get a bit of a grasp on it, no. I've done my best to be in the middle, be helpful, be supportive, and I feel like I've been spat in the face because of it. Every time I dealt with something, it was pushed away, tucked away. My problems, I came out on my own when it was time to push. Everyone else, I gave them their chance, and they held bitter. I'm done being a silent supporter. From now on, whoever's on my mind, they're going to get it full force. And I really don't care what they think of me. because honestly, everyone needs to hear it. Oh, Leon, you stupid, ambitious, and naive boy. I want to sympathize, but being a circle mage, he knew what he was doing was stupid. I probably would have pushed for the destruction of that book if I didn't have a gut feeling that we're going to need it later. But if he's going to do this seriously, he has to know the risks, the game, everything. I know what it's like to live a life on a thread and not get it back. And when I'm done with him, he's gonna wish he hadn't gotten his Templar killed. Tyrion, he stayed pretty solid this whole time. Though I felt a sense of disappointment that I just easily went along with the Guardians that I did. Daretham, I'm beyond conflicted. I felt it deep in my heart that I just wanted to choke him till he bled dry. But I'm a changed man. I've done better. I'm different. But I'm not. I'm sympathetic, and I want to help, but I don't know if I have much pity left to give. Then that just leaves Pasha. I could almost feel the disgust shivering up my spine when I said what I said. I, quite frankly, don't really care much anymore. She's used to absolutes, resolutes. This, what we're going through, it's so ichord and gray to where that's not gonna work, and that's something I feel she'll never understand from me. Though, the biggest disappointment probably came when I agreed to let Balin go with the Guardians. That one's gonna hurt. Though, she doesn't get to judge me. She told me to get over my problems when I found out the truth. What you were before is immaterial. Get over it. But I'll deal. The only thing that's gonna hurt me more than anything that these people have left to throw at me is telling my boy that he can't be with me till this is over. Because I'm breaking a promise. And I really don't want to. But I have to.
You know it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just... I didn't think it'd be this soon, or... this, well, bad.
Be honest, Leon. We're gonna try to keep it a secret for the entire time. We're gonna reveal it at some point.
Yeah, it would have been nice if no one knew, but you're right. Now that the cat's out of the bag, I do see that would have probably been better if, well, I would have had my come to maker moment earlier.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. I mean, I understand, and I know blood mages, at least some, they keep all their secrets hidden in their cards, but we're a different kind, I guess.
Yeah, and, well, just seeing how everyone looks at me, it's not a good feeling.
I know. But yet I imagine you're wondering why I'm still here.
You're a good friend. I'm glad that you're still around. Though I'm glad I still have you.
Leon, you know I don't agree with whatever the hell you're trying to study. But even with that, doesn't mean I have to break up my friendship with you. You're a good friend to me. And I know that whatever you're trying to study in that God's Forsaken book, going to help you find whatever your past is. and whatever future you will have.
I really hope so. I really messed up here, haven't I?
Messed up, or do we want to call it a clusterfuck?
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. Oh man, it shouldn't have gone down like this.
I'm not saying what you did. Well, in my eyes, you should have told sooner, but I couldn't mention it. As Deritum said, it's your secret to tell.
Yeah. Thing about secrets is they can get more secrets until you're just sitting on a powder keg of secrets and it all just
blows up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look, it's done now. It's been revealed, and I know you're feeling sad. I mean, you're probably thinking to yourself, it's my fault of what's going to happen now. Russo's gonna watch over your book. Balin taken away.
Yeah. That probably hurts the hardest. It was not good of me to do that to Russo.
Well, we had no choice. The Guardians, since if we're gonna go after these damn Magister Sidrills, if they're a thing, wouldn't really make sense if Valen's with us still, I think. Maybe, but I don't know. Don't know if you were the catalyst for this or not. I honestly doubt it. But you never know what the mind of the Guardians have right now.
Yeah, you're right. And it just still doesn't feel good. It should not have shaken down this way.
Then you gotta do your best to recover whatever's been lost.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess you're right. You just gotta start moving forward, but where's the next step? You know, we're going to go back to the circus, and Nathan's there, and he's such a straight shooter, and then there's everyone else, and then, Master Ignaldo, what is he going to say to this? And
that's for us as a group to decide on what we're going to bring up. If you want to tell the truth, it's up to you. But I think it's also a group matter.
I mean, I don't think not telling the truth is on the table, but
I know.
You know.
I know. It's difficult. But if you're thinking about what you want to do in the future, your next step, I think the book gave you the obvious answers. And what we found back at your house.
Yeah. I still feel the need to research it, if not, to get closer to my parents, to discover what the heck is going on in the world. I don't think it's an option not to research, but that may be a little conceited considering, well,
Leon,
everything.
You're researching blood magic. Well, a dangerous technique that's only free in one country. One. Not only that though, your parents used to use it also, so in some eyes of the people, I guess, it's a mark on you. But the question is this: do you want to continue following the parents that you just revealed their secrets, that they were blood mages? Or do you want to continue with what they were before, when you were a kid, a child? Wasn't your dad and your mother like something else? Like,
I mean, they claimed that they, fought in the war and that they were doctors and one was a fighter, but who really knows now? I mean, we found so much damning evidence, and Rousseau's, I guess, secret that he didn't know, and
But Leon, you've been learning how to use magic that helps people. I've seen it, I felt it. So to be honest, you're following the path that your parents at least tried to show you when you were a child.
yeah, I guess it is something I'm more passionate about, but
And you know Roos is gonna uphold his end of the bargain about the book. He's gonna keep that
Yes.
damn thing and he might even destroy it.
I certainly hope he doesn't destroy it.
It's Roos we're talking about.
You're right.
He's a
but-
he's a lawyer. What do you think he's gonna do?
yeah, but I hope. I mean, I can at least try to earn back some of the trust I lost. He's earned at least that much. He's due at least that much.
I think there are two people you have to eventually talk with. And actually others, more. Not just
I think I have
Russo, not just Pasha. Rosie.
Yeah.
The way I see it, she is definitely not happy. Very much
Ugh.
not happy.
Yeah, she sort of bared her heart to me earlier, and here I am, just being a negative Nancy and showing her nothing.
Then you gotta tell her everything. Everything. Why? The whys, the whats. Whatever it is you can get her trust back. And if you need help, well, she probably needs me to, and I'm around.
Yeah, I think I need to give her a little bit of space, at least, to start with. And hopefully I can win back at least some trust.
Yeah. You're going to have to, man. Because the only people who probably are behind your backs is me and Darren.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative of both of you. It really means a lot.
Well, I guess think of it as past experience of what I've seen. I trust you enough.
Man, that helps a lot. I feel like, I don't know, I've lost a lot of trust, so, any trust I still have is...
Just don't think it's gonna be easy.
No. Yeah. I guess I sort of did win your trust through, coming clean to you early on. Well, you did have to sort of wheedle out first of all.
You did keep me. You did. I did reveal everything, I guess, by myself. If you didn't do all that blood spending to get us out of that, get us through those chambers back in Navarra, I wouldn't be able to find out. But as I've told you back in the cabin that night, in my opinion, what you're doing is far, far less than what other blood mages I've seen back in Winter.
At least that's comforting. But then again, I don't think I'd cross a lot of the lines that Deventer folk are rumored to cross.
I've seen it, just never felt it. At least I think. But even with that, Leon, as much as I disagree with what you're learning, it doesn't mean I can't stop you. Because it's not what I believe in. I believe in freedom. So you have the right to choose whatever you want to do, even if it's bad or not. So I guess you can say consider yourself lucky that I am a man like that.
Yeah. At least I still have a roommate, right?
You still do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to cool my heels at least for a while. But
if you're questioning about your future,
well,
Well, you can change your teeth. Can you change your teeth at least? Say that you're, investigating the dragons and Darkspawn and all that.
I could probably make an argument.
Just don't know if Sir Cedric will accept it.
I don't think Sir Cedric will accept me anymore. So I think my thesis is the least of my worries nowadays.
Oh yes, you've been ratted out. You were blood mage to 2 of the guardians. Just hope that they are not going to tell Cedric about you. But
well, I guess we'll find out real soon. They have Alluvion, don't they?
They do. We'll
Yep.
see.
So
Leon.
I guess I should write my will then.
Leon, we'll see. If they come after you, well,
It's been a good run.
it's been a good run.
At least Rousseau will get his son back.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see.
So Theobin is getting ready to head out with Kenna and Connor and the baby, and you're taking her aside somewhere. And
Yeah.
I guess as you're doing that, she's had a lot of things buzzing in her head still, and she's looking down on the ground, not really looking directly at you, and she doesn't seem sad or mad, at least not visually from the face. She just seems like she's processing something.
Well, I think after Theobin and Rosie have taken a few steps away from the group, I think he will stake his arm around her shoulders as he was before. He'll give her a bit of a squeeze and he'll say, "You all right?"
No, I'm confused. I'm angry. I'm upset. Part of me just wants to slam, everything in my way, like with my magic from left and right. I'm so frustrated. And as she says, I'm so frustrated, like, you'll see, like, a pulse of magical energy as, like, maybe some random rocks, like, kind of burst, whoosh, like, maybe with some sort of force internally. They just...
I think as soon as the rocks kind of start to levitate, Theobin suddenly rushes to the front of her and kind of holds her arms. He says, "Hey, for the health of your dad, try not to do that, okay?"
She takes a deep breath, and as she takes a deep breath, the rocks start to fall back to the ground slowly.
It's okay. It's okay to be upset, but you've got to be careful about how that manifests. And he kind of rubs a hand across her temple.
She'll sort of nod, and she's going to her eyes, she's not gonna tear up, but you can see that her eyes are getting watery, but I wouldn't say she's crying yet. She's just starting to get a little misty.
"Hey, you can talk to me."
It wasn't the blood magic itself that upset me. It was just the fact that he lied. And he gave an explanation, and I want to believe that that explanation was good intentioned. I want to, but at the same time, it's just really... I just want to let myself be angry at him for right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Be angry. Be mad. I mean, as long as you're not caving in the walls around us. It's you have every right to be angry. The kid was wrong. He was. He shouldn't have lied to you. Shouldn't have lied to his party back there. If he wanted to do blood magic, then he should have had the stones to be honest with you. With all of you.
And I guess part of me is also embarrassed because the last time you and I talked, I was just telling you about how much, how he made me feel and how much I trusted him and just how great he's been to me, and it's just, I don't know, I'm just very confused. Like, he's the first guy that I really felt this way, and it just sucks that this is happening.
I know, hon. I know. And it is completely normal for you to feel that way. We all feel that way at some point in our lives. Relationships aren't perfect. They're messy, and sometimes they hurt. I don't even know if that kid is... Honestly, I don't know if he's really okay enough with himself to be there for you. And I don't say that as in I don't think he likes you. I think he does, and I know you like him. But remember that you need to put yourself first, and if you can't trust him, and if you feel like he can't be honest with you, that's not what you want. And it's okay to see sense and realize that. There's nothing embarrassing about it.
Can I ask you something, Dad?
Yeah.
I know that you and Violetta were close for a while, and I was just curious, why did nothing ever come of that?
I think it's because, well, two things. One, relationships aren't easy, Rosie. They take work, they take effort on both sides. And Violetta taking over the area of fire, and me the place of earth. For either of us to do our job well, we weren't going to be able to be in the same place for a lot of the time. I remember when we went out to dinner, I mean, it was months of planning because we were so busy with Guardian work. And I guess the other reason is that maybe I was a bit like Leon. Maybe I wasn't very honest. Maybe I could have been more upfront about the fact that at the time I maybe wasn't ready to find someone else. Halasera just died. I didn't tell her that, and I maybe should have.
I don't know what's going to happen between B and Leon now. I think that for the time being, I definitely need some space. I think he's giving me some of that space right now. All I know is that we've stepped in something. I mean, the group has stepped into something. There's 5 crazy magister thingies out there, and I think that's the biggest thing I want to focus on right now, is just supporting the group with that.
Well, good. I think that's smart. I love you too much to see you get involved in something that's going to hurt you. If you're going to get involved in something, I want to know that it's there. Because you and whoever it is, doesn't have to be Leon, that you're both happy and ready for it.
So you're okay with me staying with them for this mission? During my studies with Zerlinda, she always said that what we have is a gift. But it's best if we don't keep the gift to ourselves. And it's not worth anything if we don't use it towards something meaningful. that if you don't use it for something that really is impactful. And this is something that I can do. This is something that I can contribute to this world. Like, you and Uncle Cedric and Aunt Andrea and Aunt Violetta and Aunt Kenna, you've made your mark in this world, even though you never intended to, but you did, and you still are doing it now. I just kind of want to do that too. I guess part of me just kind of wants to be like you in that way. To use the gifts that I have to make a difference.
Love, I'm not saying that you don't use your abilities. But remember that my greatest gift wasn't the bracer, and it wasn't my shop, and it wasn't my job. It wasn't anything that was given to me.
It was your diagrams, I know.
Well, they're a close second. But serious. You're seeing serious Dad here. It's a brief time, at least. There's nothing that anyone has given me that can match up to having you and having the relationship that we have. And in the same way, your best gift to give to the world is yourself. And maybe your powers are a part of that, but they don't have to be. If I clicked my fingers and took those powers away from you, you would still be special. You could still have an impact on the world. They don't make you, and they're not the only way that you can help the party or have an impact on the world.
I know. But I'm still proud of the gifts I have. And I'm very grateful for everything I've been able to do because of them.
No, that's fine. I'm grateful for the ability to turn myself into a stone archon. I mean,
that is pretty cool. The way that you, like, use those vines and move them back and forth within that wall of annihilation, that was so cool.
It was pretty cool, yeah. I mean, I think my favorite part about being the stone archon is just the height. No dwarf has ever been that tall.
Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah, I can see that. That's definitely something I'm super jealous about.
But, you know, before today, I hadn't seen you in combat before. You were good. It's
Really?
almost hard to... It's almost hard to see you as my little girl when you're bashing Darkspawn to death with boulders. Very nice.
Thanks, she says. I worked really hard to be where I'm at, and I'd like to say most of that is because of you. You've been a really great role model for me, Dad. And I just want to continue making you proud.
I don't think you'll ever stop making me proud. You can keep trying. I mean, it's flattering, but you've always been someone that I could see doing great things. In the time I've known you, you've just never strayed from a challenge. Not only do I think I'll always be proud of you, but I think one day I'll be very, very jealous of what you can do.
She smiles and she blushes a little bit. And then she'll just take a hold of your hand and she'll say, "Where are you guys going now?"
Well, I've got to get Kenna and Connor to the surface as quick as possible. Maybe not the best place for a baby, even one with bits of green lyrium in them. Deep roads are not really situated with the best childcare facilities, let's say that. So.
We have a very weird family, don't we?
We do. But I wouldn't have it any other way. makes things fun.
I agree. I wouldn't change a thing. Random green body, glowing body parts and all.
Well, I guess if nothing else, this adventure has maybe given me a reminder that I guess you are all grown up now. Maybe I've been a bit, rightfully so, overprotective. I mean, you know why.
I know. But I'm always going to be your little dumpling, she says as she smiles.
I know. But you're not here with me. You're not living with me. You're out in the world, spending time in circuses and dating plant boys. It's gonna take some getting used to. But do what you need to do. Be the person you want to be. Just don't forget your father, okay?
I won't, Dad. You know I love you.
I love you. Give me a hug.
A little bit of time has passed. Not too much time. But definitely enough time for Tyrion to make sure that everything with Kenna has been settled and the baby is being well attended to. I'm going to say that Theoben and Kenna and Connor and at least that group have at least left the immediate chamber, probably to another part of the Awakened Darkspawn city, so that they can, recover and attend to things, while you guys are finding yourselves in front of this very peculiar looking broodmother, Rozakale. And so she's been up, hasn't really said much. She's been watching the delivery and observing each of you individually, sizing each of you up. And I think that Rosie will probably be the first to break the silence by just whispering to everybody. So when you're talking to Rozakale, just don't look at the nipples.
I don't think that'll be a problem, Rosie.
Are you sure? She has several pairs of them.
No, I think I'm fine.
Does do the children feed on all of them at the same time, or is that just...
She has a lot of kids, Tara, and it's what a brood mother does.
Yeah.
She just pops babies left and right.
I'm not even gonna think about the biology on this fact with the Darkspawn.
Well, to be fair, as dwarves, fertility is a big deal for us, so we understand the importance of, repopulating. There aren't very many of them, after all.
Yeah, your father did give me some stuff on that. Anyway, I think it's best that we, speak with her and get moving.
Speaking of which, while all this is going on, Darethan would actually have stepped forward, not like, I'm crazy, I would kind of step forward, maybe next to where Balm would be, and just look at Rozakale. And they'd interacted before a little bit, probably a little more, what's the word, contentiously before?
Oh, Cranky, she says. That's what she calls you, Cranky. Because Rozakale always calls people by nicknames.
Yeah, before she would have, unlike the expected frown that she would see from Cranky, she actually sees Darethan chuckle a little bit.
You laugh. That's disturbing, Cranky.
Your Majesty. And that's the first time he's ever called her that.
She looks very surprised. My, What have you been up to this entire time in the surface? Sounds like you got yourself some manners.
I found a purpose.
Is that so? She says as she looks at the rest of the group. Them?
Among other things.
Well, why don't you introduce them formally?
And he would give a nod of respect. He's not like being deferential, like this is my queen kind of thing, but he's definitely showing what would be the proper respect to things like that. And he would, she already knows Balm, so he would say, "Everyone, this is Razakale, the Black Queen, queen of this sect of the Awakened Darkspawn. Razakale, this is Pasha, Ari, Leon Faust of the Circle of the White Spire, Tyrion Seedorf, a traveling doctor, and Rousseau Alren, a former law speaker of Navarra."
She's going to, nod her head at each one, and she'll say, "Welcome. A friend of the Guardians is a friend of ours."
Oh, good. Didn't want to start off on bad foot, if we can avoid it.
"Why have you come here?" she asks.
Primarily the Sidereals, though Daretham also had his own stop here.
The Sidereals.
We need to speak with the architect about his former compatriots.
I see. Yes. I will go fetch him then. And with that, she's going to begin to slither off.
Yeah, and actually before she leaves, Daretham would say, "Your Majesty."
Yes, Cranky.
And he still smiles a little bit when hearing the name. If we have enough time, would it be possible to speak to Livia as well?
You can try. I don't know if she wants to speak with you, however.
Very fair. If she wishes to, I think it'd be good.
Did you bring her something?
Shit.
If not, prepare to grovel.
Ouch.
And with that, she kind of gives you a little bit of a grin. And she will, if nobody says anything, she's going to leave the chamber again.
There, how big is this colony of Darkspawn?
Maybe around 1,000, 1,200 or so.
1,000.
Just a small town, really. There's 2 other centers, all equally similar.
Jeez. They've been building down here in the deep roads.
Aunt Rosie has been busy. She does her job very well.
Yeah,
She's very well sought after.
This is definitely the fastest growing colony for, and he kind of looks as Razzie goes off, obvious reasons.
Right. So, Cranky it is. Is that
Pretty
what
accurate.
they called you? Was Butcher just a lie, Daretham?
No, Razzie has nicknames for near everyone. She called,
My name is Cutie Pie, Rosie says.
she called Theoben Arrow.
Do Darkspawn spawn fully grown, or is there a growth period?
It's like accelerated growth, right, Hark? Do you want the full details or just the short version?
I don't think I'm ready for the full version, so let's go with the short.
Start in a larval stage, advance to growth.
My dad started making diagrams for that, but then he decided, maybe not
Too
so
creepy?
much. I think so. No offense to them, of course.
I mean, as a doctor, I'd be disturbed to have to study on them. Unfortunately, it's the only race I can't help.
For now.
For now. True, but I never thought Awakened Darkspawn would become actual people, and well, that's a fear.
As you guys are waiting, I'm going to say that a small group of Awakened Darkspawn enter into the chamber. Not the architect at the moment. I would say it's two Awakened Darkspawn dressed in what looks like their version of a guardsman uniform, plus this one Darkspawn with feminine features. And one of the distinguishing things about her is that she has a necklace that seems to be made from, I would say that it seems to be made from bones of some small, probably cavernous creature. And I'm going to say that this Darkspawn surveys the group of you. Then she walks right up to Daretham. She looks Daretham into the eyes with very piercing red eyes. And then she takes her hand and just slaps him across the face. Just whack right across the face. And the noise just echoes throughout the cavern. Lose 5 hit points.
I will lose 6 because I smack into the wall nearby.
Ooh. I think there's some history here in...
yeah, probably.
And also, just for my benefit, are we in the village itself, on an outskirts, or are we in
You're just outside.
Outside
they
the
haven't
village.
let you in yet.
Okay. So kind of seeing, you'd all see as Daretham just gets not bodied, but definitely he has a strength of 0. So he slams into the wall. There's a loud crack as his skull impacts.
What do you think that was for? She asks.
I've done a lot of bad, so honestly, I'm not sure which specific one.
Would you like me to do it again to remind you? Jog your memory, she says. Is Leon nodding his head? Leon, can we see that again?
Suffer.
And he would slowly push off the wall. He's not trying to resist in any way, leaning on his staff a little bit.
It's not enough, but I'm sorry.
Sorry? Do you know how much time I wasted on you? How much time and energy? All because I believed that there was something within you that had some semblance of, I don't know, that there was a chance that you would... I didn't expect you to go running off and start butchering the whole lot of Darkspawn out there. That was my legacy.
He doesn't really have anything to say. She's right. And he will just kind of look up, and she kind of sees in his eyes that he's clearly different. She can sense a different presence about him, and he pretty much just sets the staff aside and just puts his hands behind his back and just kind of is accepting of whatever other punishment or anything she says. He's not trying to resist.
Why did you even dare to think that you could show your face back here again? Do you think that the architect, do you think that the Black King are going to just accept you back with open arms?
No.
You just going to say sorry to them and they will say, oh, all is forgiven.
No.
Well, why are you here then? And you've brought outsiders, she says, seeing the rest of you all.
Yes,
And I introduce everyone again and say,
this is Livia. She was, the person I did great disservice to.
I don't know if it even is worth my time asking you if they can be trusted, because we can't even trust you, Daretham.
I don't think there has been any aggression as of right now, Lady Livia. We come here in mere peace, so we're not here to start any duels or bloodshed that you spilled. That there's any need of that. I can see you definitely had passed with Daretham, and I can understand. You definitely seem pained. Understand, though, also he is my patient. Rather not see any more damage done.
Well, he was my patient first.
Understandable.
And I lost my patience with this one a long time ago.
Rightly so.